Hey there, I'm Landon Austin, and in this video, we're going to talk about the cheapest way to buy Bitcoin in 2021. So if you're new to my channel, this is where we talk about finances, we talk about music business. I'm a musician myself, so I do a lot of content for independent musicians. But whether you do music or whatever, I also think investing is very important, finances are important, and I'm a big believer in Bitcoin. So in this video, we're going to talk about the cheapest way you can buy Bitcoin. I got into Bitcoin in 2017 when it was $4,000 a coin, and I would use Coinbase at the time to purchase my Bitcoin. But I knew I was overpaying for it. That's what everyone told me, but it was kind of the easiest way for a newer person like myself to get into Bitcoin and to purchase it. But I knew I was overpaying. So over the past few years, I've done some research and found a few resources that I enjoy using to purchase Bitcoin at a lot cheaper price where there's less fees. And so in this video, we're going to talk about those different options. And one little side before we start, yes, I do have a bandage on my forehead. I recently had surgery. I'm gonna be okay. I don't think I'm dying, but I had to say something. So let's get into the Bitcoin. So your first option to cheaply purchase Bitcoin, and this is actually a really easy to use interface, a very simple site, and that would be Cash App. Now Cash App is like Venmo. I'm sure you've heard of it. You can send USD to your friends for free, and it's a very popular app. I actually collect my rent for my tenants using Cash App, but they also added an option to buy Bitcoin through their app. And to purchase Bitcoin on the Cash App is very easy. Just click the squiggly line at the bottom of your app, select Bitcoin. You can buy and sell there. You can see today's price of Bitcoin. And when you make a purchase, there is a little bit of a fee. They charge you up to 1.76% of the purchase price. But that kind of ranges on a sliding scale depending on how much you're buying. It can be really low, closer to 0%, and it can go all the way up to 1.76%, depending on how much Bitcoin you're purchasing. So that's something worth keeping in mind. But the cool thing is when you withdraw your Bitcoin, it's free. There's no fee to do that, or you can send it to friends for free as well. But Cash App is definitely a good option. If you're newer to Bitcoin and you haven't purchased before, it's a lot cheaper than Coinbase, and it's definitely one of my resources. If you don't have the Cash App, use my referral code in the description. That'll give you $5 free in your account. It's definitely a great resource. Even if you're not doing Bitcoin, you can use it to send money to your friends, and it's really popular. I use it all the time. Now, my next favorite resource to buy cryptocurrency cheaply, specifically Bitcoin, that's kind of my main one, is Binance Us. Now this one is not available to non-Americans, and it's actually only available to certain states. Fortunately, my state, it's allowed here in Tennessee, but if you want to see if you're eligible, click the link in my description. This is a great resource. It's a little bit more complicated on the UI. Once you have an account set up, you can click buy crypto and you'll kind of see all these graphs and numbers. And a lot of this can seem very daunting, but it's very basic. All you got to do is go down to the bottom. You can do a limit, market, or stop limit order. I'm not going to go into what limit and stop limit orders are. You can kind of Google that for yourself. But typically, if you just want to do an easy one, an easy trade, just click market. Then you select what percentage of your portfolio in USD you want to trade for Bitcoin, or you can set it for a different amount. I'll typically do like 25% of my USD and transition it into Bitcoin. And I like to dollar cost average, so I'll do this, once a week or whatever. Very easy. Once you buy the Bitcoin, you'll see that the transaction goes through and then it is in your account. Now, some of the reasons I like Binance.us. First off, they have a 0.1% spot trading fee. So when you make a spot trade, they're only going to charge you 0.1%. If you make an instant buy or sell fee, it's a half of 1%, so 0.5%. This is a lot cheaper than like a Coinbase. I like that a lot. I also like that there's no fee to deposit USD into Binance. You can do this straight from your bank account through ACH deposit, or you can do it like a wire. I don't ever wire anything, but if you have to, they won't charge you a fee for that. There is a fee if you use like a debit card. I think it's like 3.4%, something around there. So keep that in mind. And then the last thing, when you withdraw money from Binance.us, they're going to charge you a flat fee of 0.0005 Bitcoin. So right now, at the time of filming this, that's about $15. So if you're only going to withdraw $100, they're going to keep 15 of those. That can be painful. That's like 15%. So I like to build that number up a little bit before I withdraw so that $15 isn't so painful. I'm someone who likes to frequently withdraw because I want to store my Bitcoin in a hardware wallet. If this site disappears tomorrow, I don't want my Bitcoin to disappear. So I have to keep that in mind with withdrawals, that it's going to be about $15 depending on the price of Bitcoin, but it's 0.0005% of a Bitcoin to withdraw. And if you want to use Binance.us, use the link in my description. You can check it out and see if you're even eligible to use it. I think it's a great site, and I've bought a lot of Bitcoin there. Now, there's another resource I need to mention, and I'm not recommending it for this video. I've used it a little bit, but not a lot. It's Robinhood. So Robinhood is obviously a stock trading app, and you can actually buy Bitcoin on there. But the problem is, at the time of filming this, you can't actually withdraw that Bitcoin. So it's almost like you're buying like a Bitcoin ETF or something. So when you buy the Bitcoin on Robinhood, yes, it'll go up and down with the price of Bitcoin, but you can't actually hold that Bitcoin in your hand or put it in a hardware wallet. So it's not a great resource for me. I don't really use it for buying Bitcoin that I plan on holding for a long time. I just kind of dabbled with it for a little bit, and I've got like a few $100s in there in Bitcoin, but unfortunately it's not accessible or removable from Robinhood. They said in the future that they want to be able to do that, but at the time being, you can't. So I'm not recommending Robinhood for buying and selling Bitcoin, but I do like it as an app to buy and sell stocks. So like I'll have it set up on there to do a recurring purchase every week of my favorite index funds. And I also use it to buy and sell stocks that I'm interested in. But if you want to check out Robinhood and you don't have it already, if you click the link in my description, you'll get like 2 free stocks. So check that out, but I just probably wouldn't use it for Bitcoin. Now for the grand finale, my actual favorite site to buy Bitcoin cheaply is actually Coinbase Pro. Now I know this whole video I've been hitting on Coinbase, but when I've said that, that's actually kind of their simpler site, their site for more of the masses. They have a Coinbase site, and then they have a Coinbase Pro site. Now, the Pro is a lot cheaper. It's a little bit more complicated, but not really. If you have 5 minutes, you can figure it out. It's very basic, but it can be a little bit more daunting with all the numbers and graphs scrolling by. So the reason I like Coinbase Pro is there's no fee to deposit money. Again, I love that. I don't want to pay unnecessary fees. And if you're trading less than $10,000 worth of Bitcoin over the span of 30 days, when you purchase Bitcoin, you're only going to have to pay like half of 1% in fees. So if you buy $100 worth of Bitcoin, that'll charge you like 50 cents for that purchase. That's super cheap and a lot cheaper than standard Coinbase. If you're doing more than $10,000, it's kind of a scale. There's a graph. I'll show it on screen, but I'm not someone who's trading that much worth of Bitcoin every month. And if you want to withdraw your Bitcoin from Coinbase Pro to your hardware wallet, which I strongly recommend, you definitely don't want to store your Bitcoin on these exchanges for too long. If something happens, you could lose your coins. And there's no FDIC insurance. You're kind of just on your own. So you want to make sure that you hold the Bitcoin in your wallet in cold storage. So if you withdraw your Bitcoin from Coinbase Pro, they don't have the withdrawal fee published anywhere. But to give you an idea, I withdrew $120 worth of Bitcoin, and they charged me 0.00003297 Bitcoin to do that. And that came out to 95 cents. So very reasonable. That's not bad at all. So let me show you real quick how you actually buy Bitcoin on Coinbase Pro. You need to make an account. Once you have, you go to the trade page and you hit deposit, and it'll make you link up your bank account through direct deposit. You put in how much money you want to deposit, send it in, and it's instant, or kind of instant. So what I mean is you can use that money immediately to buy Bitcoin, but you can't withdraw that money right away because it takes a few days for it to verify with your bank that that money was actually there. So they'll let you buy Bitcoin with it, but you can't withdraw that Bitcoin until the money clears from the bank to Coinbase Pro. It takes about a week, but it's not that bad. So you deposit the money, say you put in $100, then you go down here to the bottom and you click buy under order form, and then I'll typically just do market, and you enter how many dollars worth of Bitcoin you want to purchase. So I'll put in like $100, I'll hit place buy order, and it'll buy me $100 worth of Bitcoin at the current price. Now, if you want to learn what a limit order is or a stop order, I'll let you do some Googling, but market's pretty simple. For a long-term hodler like myself, long-term holder, a market price, I'm not really worried about it. I'll just buy it at market and hold it for a long time. That's kind of the plan. So once the week's up, I can withdraw it, put it into my hardware wallet, and I'm good to go. But if you want to check out Coinbase Pro, click the link in my description. That'll actually give you $10 free in your account. I love the site. It's a really great resource. I use it all the time to buy Bitcoin, and I'm a big fan of it. But that is it for this video. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you want me to cover next time, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.